Now let's see if he can keep it up. Let's see if he can keep it up. I remind you, last year the Falcons were 6-1 in their first 7 games. Okay? I've seen this before, so I'm not going to get too excited about the Atlanta Falcons. Let's wait until November, and let's have this conversation again. All right, when we get back from the break, let's see, 10:30, 11:30. Oh, it'll be hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show coming up next. Time is a little off track since we started 30 minutes later. Yeah, so hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show coming up next. Don't go away.
Straight from the A.
Kick it with your boy Kesey at www.kesey.com. This show covers some of the realest issues trending today. He'll keep you locked in from the first listen. You can find him online on his mobile app or at kySii.com, xsquadaffiliates.com, iTunes, Google Play, and especially on the SME Network on Tuesdays at noon. You don't want to miss it.
Creme de la creme, homie.
Mic check. Yes, this is your humble host, Marcus Harper. And make sure you check out my show, the Marcus Harper Podcast, on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes, hop aboard this train of thought weekly. 60 minutes of work. I got you. Sports talk, soul beats, and life. Again, the Marcus Harper Podcast, weekly on the SME Network. Now check me out. Life is good.
What is ID Life? Well, over the last 18 years, a group of scientists and doctors have been working on the development of a one-of-a-kind nutritional supplement program that takes all the guesswork out of what you need and delivers your truly personalized pharmaceutical-grade nutrition with your name on it directly to your door. Through the integration of thousands of medical and scientific studies, answers you provide to the free assessment, and more than 5,470 algorithms that process the data, ID Nutrition recommends what you need, leaves out what you don't, and blocks things known to the system to have possible adverse effects based on the answers you provide. The result is a program that is revolutionizing the health and wellness industry. Welcome to ID Life. For more information, just go to thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. That's thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show, baby. Let's go. Yeah. It's hour number 2. And we're brought to you by footballsportsapp.com. The first live action mobile sports app played in real time and a cool way to get in the game. You have 6 days left to become an affiliate, okay, with United Games. So go to footballsportsapp.com, and at the bottom, there's a little short form. Fill out the short form at the bottom of the website and mention TDSS, and we'll get you some information back on how you can become an affiliate. Once again, you have 6 days left to do that. Footballsportsapp.com and United Games. Also, we're going to get into some fantasy talk later. But this week, we've stepped it up even more in the DraftKings Fantasy League. I'm going to talk about it later, man. I fired everybody on my damn coaching staff, front office this morning. We don't like what the hell's going on with our fantasy teams this year. But later on, if you'd like to get down with this week's DraftKings Fantasy Challenge, first, here's what you need to do if you're new to the show. Go to the DougStewartShow.com or the Doug Stewart Show app, okay? And there's a DraftKings banner link there. Click on that. Create your account there first. That's very important so that we get credit. Right. So create your DraftKings account from the DougStewartShow.com or the Doug Stewart Show app. Then email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com and just put DraftKings in the subject line, and we'll send you an invite. It's only for people that listen to this show, that patronize this show, so we don't have any ringers in it, anything like this. A couple of prominently known Stewies actually won money this week. It's $5. We're doing it at $5 right now. Maybe we'll increase it later on down the road to maybe 10. I don't know. We'll see. But right now we're going to keep it at $5, and we got 30 spots. So if you want to get down with this week's DraftKings, create your account and email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com, and we'll send you back an invite and get down for this week's TDSS Fantasy Football Weekly Challenge. All right? Man, I went back yesterday. It is hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. I went back yesterday and read the chat, as I do pretty much every day. Once in a while, I don't read it. I don't get a chance to read it. But yesterday, I went back, man. A lot of people were hot at me because it seemed like to them that I wasn't giving the Houston Cougars a lot of respect in football, in college football. And somebody even emailed me, and I wish I would have wrote down his name. But one of the Stewies emailed me yesterday, and we're about to talk about the Heisman Trophy tracking, like where we're at right now in the Heisman Trophy conversation. We'll get to that in a second. But somebody emailed me last night with this long diatribe about how, Houston's opponents are just as good as Washington. That was the big stickler. Like, a lot of people didn't like the fact that I'm saying Washington's going to get one of those spots, being from the Pac-12 and the college football playoffs, even before Houston does. And so this cat emailed me last night, man, and I saw it, and he laid down this case for Houston's playing just as good a competition as Washington is in the Pac-12. No, they're not, bruh. I mean, simply put, no, they're not. I'm sorry. Now, what he was doing is looking at the teams and their success this year, and their opponents that they play, outside of conference and things like that. And I understood where he was going, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, but it's as simple as this. The brands of the teams in the Pac-12, which, by the way, forget about all of that. I'll get to that in a second. But you do know that with this new college football playoff thing, that it's written in the terms of the agreement that teams from the Power 5 conferences get leadway over teams from other conferences. You understand that, right? So you got the Big 12, you got the ACC, you've got the SEC, you've got the Pac-12, and you've got, who is the other conference that I'm missing right now? Oh, the Big 10. Okay? So they get allowances over everybody else from the rip. From the rip. Not only that, okay? That's from the rip. That's it. I don't have any rooting interest for the Washington Huskies or the Houston Cougars, okay? Not only that, and you listen to the Doug Stewart Show, the Pac-10, the teams in the Pac-10 have a bigger brand. They are Power 5 football for a reason because they have more resources. They are bigger schools. They are bigger programs. It's no offense to Houston. But if you look at the teams, and he started naming these teams in the Pac-12 that suck. He started naming, I think, maybe Arizona or Oregon State or Cal or Washington State or whatever. But that's fine. They may not be good teams, but they are in the Pac-12. So if there aren't good teams, that's their fault. But when you go over and you look at this American Conference, man, and you got teams in there like Temple and East Carolina and Tulane and SMU and Memphis, ain't nobody got time for that. I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger, bruh. Don't shoot the messenger. You know, a loss from Oregon State is a better loss than a loss from SMU. It is. Or a win. You know, so don't shoot the messenger. My point in bringing this all up again is because I saw so many comments in the chat room about this. People think that I'm hating on Greg Ward Jr. I'm not hating on Greg Ward Jr. I think he's a phenomenal player. We're going to talk about him in a second. You know, when we talk about these Heisman candidates, you know, I'm the guy that's always preaching about dual threat quarterbacks. You know, I'm the guy that gave the term to dual threat quarterbacks, New Jack quarterbacks. All right? What I'm telling you is, this is what I'm not telling you something I think, I'm telling you something I know. What I'm telling you is that Houston, with their weak schedule in relative terms to the other teams in the big Power 5 conferences, are going to be ass out. Okay? Like whoever wins the Pac-12, if they were to have a loss where they didn't get blown out, they didn't get embarrassed, a one-loss team from the Pac-12 is probably going to get the nod over a zero-loss Houston team. They probably are, because that's the way the system is set up. All right, I'm happy that we don't have the BCS anymore. I'm happy that we have some semblance of a playoffs. But don't get it twisted. You know, you can root for the little guy all you want, but it is what it is, bruh. You can't beat up on UConn and Cincy and Tulsa and teams like that and expect to get it over a Power 5 team. It's just not going to happen. So stop it. Stop it. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So just stop it. Stop it. Don't shoot the messenger. All right? I would love to see Greg Ward Jr. in Houston shock the world, you know, because it promotes my whole ideology of dual threat / New Jack quarterbacks, you know, being the future, the wave of the future, you know. So I got nothing against that young man. He's no Lamar Jackson. He's no Lamar Jackson. He's not a Deshaun Watson, you know. In that pecking order, he probably comes in third, you know, as far as New Jack quarterbacks. But I got nothing against Houston. We got a lot of people that listen to the show that's from Houston, that live in the Houston area. I love Houston. Houston reminds me of Atlanta. It does. My boy got married. I was in his wedding there. I've only been to Houston. I've been there twice. I've been there one time for, maybe it was a Super Bowl or something else big was going on sports-wise in Houston. We were there as a show. And then my boy got married in Houston. Houston reminds me of Atlanta, except for they wear cowboy hats and boots. Yeah, a lot of black people. It's spread out. I like Houston. Houston's a great city, you know, but they about to be ass out this year if everything stays true to form. It's as simple as that. They're going to be ass out this year with all the great things that they've done. They got an opportunity, you know, if they who do they play? They play, I think they play Louisville this year. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Let me take a look at their schedule. Yeah, they do play Louisville this year. Louisville used to be in that American Conference, so I guess they still got that rivalry thing going on. So they play Louisville later in this year. It's at Louisville. Seeing Louisville play and how good their defense is, I doubt Houston wins that game. Like, they got to do something like that. They got to impressively beat one of the upper echelon teams and hope that a Pac-12 team gets more than one loss. Or hope that a Pac-12 team gets a bad loss, or whatever team from whatever conference they have more than they have a loss or two, and that loss or two has to be bad for Houston to get in over some of the teams in the power conferences. I'm sorry, don't get mad at me. It is what it is. It is what it is. You're welcome. You're welcome, studio audience. What I'm going to do is tell the truth and shame the devil. I'm sorry. You know, but the studio audience recognizes me keeping it real. Some of y'all Houston fans, I like keeping it real. All right? I'm sorry. Entertainment.